We are going to end this show off with one of my favorite segments of all time here, and it's called The Take for 99 Cent. You know what we do here on the show. We do it all the time, and we love to do this, topic or segment because we have stuff that we didn't get to cover on the show that we have the golden opportunity to do so right now as I get the perfect layout. That's too far. Okay, we need to be closer. Closer. And I just can't pull myself away. Got my guy Zay here today. I've been rhyming all day. But Zay, I'm gonna pass over the mic to you to bring us home first.
Ah man. So my take for 99 cents it involves the game of football, the NFL. I think the media has done a horrendous job in the last decade and change building up these kids coming out of college to just tear them down when they don't do what they need to do in that first year. You talk about guys like Trevor Lawrence, talk about guys like Caleb Williams, who they're building up to be this prime a prospect that the NFL has ever seen. And then if he doesn't show up and show out, what's going to happen? They're going to throw him out right in the trash and bring him on to the next person. Going to the next person. They giving these expectations to all these prospects. And they're young. They're kids. Just say they're talented and let us see them on the field. Just say this kid has a tremendous talent. He could be something. He has potential. But they don't use words like potential no more. They go, this kid is the greatest ever. This kid is the greatest college prospect ever. He's the greatest college football player ever. It's just like, let these kids develop. Let these kids play. Because now there's a rush to get these kids on the field as soon as possible, as soon as they touch the NFL, instead of them learning. Instead of them understanding how fast the game is. Understanding how fast the speed is. Like, you have to take a driver's test before you get your license. Like you got to be able to take your time. But the media doesn't allow kids to do that anymore. They can't come in here and learn and develop. They have to already know how. They have to already do it. Listen, you spent 20, 30 million on you, your first round pick. You got to do it on the field. If you can't, we'll leave you. You're done. It's craziness. It doesn't make sense. The expectation they put on these college kids to come in there and automatically just be somebody instead of learning to be somebody. Sometimes you got to foul before you can leave. Not everyone can just walk in and leave. You can't be the head of the pack. Not every time. It don't work like that. And that's my take for 99 cents, man. It's just the media, man. They're hurting these kids. They're hurting their potential. You're demolishing franchises left and right because they're listening to you, and clearly it hasn't been working. But that's my take for now.
No, I think it's a very good take. It opens up Pandora's box a little bit here on the show. I'm gonna keep it low though. I'm gonna keep it, minimum, because I think when you talk about, even the NBA, with the Victor Wembanyama hype, but he's been playing well. So, you can't even really say that the hype wasn't worth it because, listen, if he starts playing over 35 minutes, imagine his stat line. Like, he's already a good player. He's going to be a very, very great player in the NBA. Might arguably be the face in the next couple of years. But
shout out to Greg Pop because that's the perfect person to go around there.
Literally, he done it before. But I think when you talk about, even the Caleb Williams hype, generational prospect Mahomes, I think it's a little bit disrespectful to Mahomes, and I'm not really the biggest Mahomes guy because I think people really think he's Jesus, and even the disrespect to Tom Brady calling him the GOAT, I hate. But he is in his own lane and building his own resume, whatever that resume is going to be at the end of his career. But to disrespect him by comparing a guy who hasn't played down in the NFL to him and what he's accomplished winning, a couple championships is a little bit disrespectful to me. But, that's how these media pundits do. Journalism and media is dumbed down today, and that's why people should be tuning into new media like shows like ours, because we give you, fresh takes and all that, and everybody's just trying to get clicks. It's a part of clickbait too. Not all of these things are organic. It's part of the media pumping of, generating views and all that, and you have to label somebody. Not everybody needs a label, bro. Not everybody needs a label, not even rappers. With all due respect, okay? I'm talking about two different labels right there. For those of y'all that don't repeat the joke. But I agree. I'm going to end there. I pretty much agree with what you had to say. And, these guys, there's a lot of expectations coming into the NFL, NBA today than it was before. The talent pool is crazy in both sports. And I think when you talk about the NFL, I mean, whether you're drafted into a situation that's not winnable immediately, there's going to be pressure in that because they expect you to win today. When you talk about Caleb's situation, the Bears already building something, right? Justin Fields didn't get their best, right? It probably affected Justin Fields, but it's not going to affect Caleb. What might affect him might be something totally different. the pressure to win now because we feel like we can win a championship or at least win a division this year with the roster that we are building on both sides. So now there's expectations. Then, Zay, in closing, you take into consideration the NILs and these guys with expectations already being rich coming into the league. We know what happened with Jordan Poole when he got the bag and how that created a mutual disconnect. He started feeling himself. He didn't want to adhere to criticisms from Draymond Green. And what did Draymond Green do? Punch him in the face, knocked him out, broke up the team, cost him a championship. Well, it probably would have lost anyway, but it cost them a realistic shot. Their season was over after that punch. So these things could happen now that these young bulls, entering the sport already rich. Will they take criticisms from veterans? Will they listen to veterans? Or will it be like, listen, I'm already rich. I don't need to listen to you. That's the things that we got to question. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead with my take for 99 to close this out here on this show. And we're going to break it down. Ryan Garcia should pull out of his fight against Devin Haney coming up. Okay? For those of y'all that's been out of the loop, Ryan Garcia has been a mess lately. I mean, you look at his Twitter. His Twitter is a disaster right now. His PR manager has to duck for cover. Literally. Okay, if I was his PR manager, I'd be in Hawaii right now. Okay, in Mark Zuckerberg's bunker, hiding out from the public because it's bad. And I think for me, he had some very interesting accusations talking about how he was tied up to a tree, watching kids get raped at Bohemian Grove and stuff like that. And folks, I just want people to be clear here. Bohemian Grove is real. Sex trafficking, unfortunately, is real. It goes on. Okay. You'll be surprised to know who'll be a part of those type of things. Okay. Politicians. Okay. Celebrities. I'm not scared to, point out the truth here on the show, especially when I'm talking about the topic. People who worship Satan is real. Okay. Those things are real. Okay. Now, what Ryan Garcia is saying he experienced is what we need to question. Is it real or is it not? And I don't know if it is, but I do feel like he's playing games, and I do feel like he's pulling out the conscious card because, Zay, I'm not sure if you know, but being conscious these days are the trends these days, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, right? Because you look at media, and you got a lot of famous people making a living off of conspiracy theories that some are true. I agree with. I definitely think some get smoke. But some people are just in it for the platform because everybody wants to hear it. Everybody's waking up to some of the things that we didn't wake up to before, and now there's a what's the word I'm looking for? Market for that. But is he using that market for a motive to enhance his following? Okay, to promote his fight, which is very disrespectful. If that is true, look. Ryan Garcia needs to focus on boxing, especially if he's going to indeed continue with this fight against the Dream Devin Haney, because let's be truthfully clear here. Like, Devin Haney is at the top of the sport right now. One of the guys at the top of the sport. He's very active. He has one of the best jabs in boxing, if not the best jab in boxing. And he's going to take away what Ryan Garcia wants to do best, which is that left hook, right? He's going to do exactly what he did against Kambosos. Right? Not allow him to get past the jab. He's going to do the same thing that he did against Regis Progress. Not allow him to get past the jab. He's going to do the same thing with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has his work cut out from him. This is the biggest fight of his life since the Gervonta Davis fight. Okay? This is a fight that he needs to be all in for. And if he's out here making false acquisitions, okay, to enhance his popularity, then I have a big problem with it, and he needs to pull out this fight, because I saw this guy riding on a donkey or a horse to his press conference. At first, I took it as a joke. I'm like, oh, this guy's funny dude, ha, laugh it off. And then we followed by these accusations. I'm like, this guy losing his mind. And then you got this Oscar De La Hoya promoter, doped up. The guy's smoking coke. I mean, you could see the coke on this dude. And he's not going to be a great mentor for this guy. This guy's smoked up. He don't even know what day it is. Okay? Ryan Garcia needs a better team. He needs some people to reach out to this guy, because this guy, we are seeing the destruction of Ryan Garcia. Okay, and Ryan Garcia, I mean, look, if you're right and you were tied to a tree, which I just don't believe, and you saw kids get raped, then hey, my apologies, because I'm big on eliminating those type of things that go on. I think kids should be off limits, bro. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm not trying to open up the rabbit hole even deeper than I already am. Okay, but if you're playing, the conscious people who had to deal with a lot of defaming over the last couple of years, especially when it came to the shot, okay, we had to deal with that, and now we are seeing the evidence that, oh, maybe we're not so crazy. I don't want you to make us look crazy even further. Okay, to Aaron Rodgers or the other athletes, Kyrie Irving. Okay, don't make us look crazy for your own, ulterior motives. Okay, so yes, my take for 99 cent is that Ryan Garcia needs to pull out of this fight against Devin Haney, and that's my take.
Mental health is important. So if he really is out of it, literally get out of the fighting game for right now. Get your mental health right. And he did take a break. Remember, he retired and took a mental health break a while back. So maybe that he needs to go back. Maybe he really is not mentally there to be in the sport. Because like I said before, boxing is mainly mental. It's mainly mental.
It's a lonely sport.
So
it's a lonely sport. You're away from your family. You're away from your friends. You're training. Even when you get in the ring, it's really you. Yeah, your trainer's there, but you can hear blank when you're in that ring against your opponent. It's a very lonely sport, and I get it. But these fighters gotta move and groove it how they can. But I don't think this messy Ryan Garcia right now should be in that ring with Devin Haney, because Devin Haney will pick him apart with his jab, and potentially, although may not be known for knockout power, that's a type of guy heading into this fight with this mindset. That's the type of guy that will get knocked out and badly hurt. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another successful episode of 99 Pod. And make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel right now as we depart, because it's very imperative to get all the latest updates that we have coming your way, because me and Zay, we're going to be working hard over the next couple of days. So we'll see y'all next week. And at that time, we shall speak.